In this video, we are going to learn about a new measure of dispersion called variance and associated with it standard deviation. Okay. Now, this is a very important idea because this is the measure that is used for dispersion in many real life situations. Okay. So, that is why this becomes very important. So, how do we compute this? Okay. Now, let us start with what we already know, which is the mean deviation. What the mean deviation does is, you take xi minus x bar and do absolute value in order to convert negative to positive. Now, for what we call a standard deviation, what we are going to do is to square xi minus x bar to convert negative to positive. Okay. You get the same end result, but through a different method. Okay. So, let us look at the details of what all happen when you do this squaring. Okay. So, let us start with x1, x2, x3 till xn as our n observations. Then we are going to define a quantity called variance, okay, which is denoted by a symbol called sigma square. Okay. So, you may be wondering why should we put sigma square. Okay. We will explain all that. Okay. So, sigma square, which is the variance, is going to be defined as the sum of all these squares xi minus x bar. We wanted to square to get rid of negative and make it positive. So, sum of all the squares divided by n. Okay. So, it is the average of the squares. Okay. Now, this can also be written as sigma I equals 1 to n xi minus x bar the whole square by n. Now, there is a little bit of confusion that could happen here, because when I say sigma, it also denotes this symbol for summation, okay, and also the symbol that we have used here whose square is the variance. Okay. That is something you have to get used to, and depending on the context you should understand which one we are referring to. So, we can say sigma square equals sigma I equals 1 to n of xi minus x bar the whole square divided by n. Okay. I know it is a little confusing, but you have to get used to the context. Okay. So, this is what we call as variance. Now, why did we define this separately from what is known as some other deviation? Because this is the square of quantities, right. For example, if your observations are all, let us say, heights, they will all be in centimeters, right. If you square, what you get is centimeter square. Okay. That means you have a new quantity with a new unit, which is why we have defined it as variance. Okay. Now, standard deviation, okay, which is similar to mean deviation, that is our sigma, is the positive root of this variance. That is why this was written as sigma square. Okay. I hope you are able to understand. That means sigma is going to be the quantity that is comparable to what we had earlier, and sigma is going to be, okay, having the same units, similar kind of magnitude to the mean deviation, and the formula for sigma is going to be root of this entire summation divided by n. Okay. So, these are very important ideas. Of course, you can find the sigma, which is the standard deviation, only after finding the variance, because it is simply root of this entire expression. So, this is how we calculate variance and standard deviation. Now that we have defined variance, we are going to learn a slightly different formula which is going to be very useful when we solve problems. Okay. First, let us look at what we just derived, which is that the variance is summation of xi minus x bar the whole square divided by n, and this is the definition. Okay. Now, we are going to expand inside the summation. Okay. So, xi minus x bar whole square, okay, can be written as xi square minus 2xi x bar plus x bar square, okay, and the whole divided by n, and you can now split the summation across each of these terms. So, you can write it as summation xi square, summation 2xi x bar plus summation x bar square. Now, when you are doing summation, understand that if you have a constant inside the summation, you can just take it out. but you can't take an xi out because it's not constant, it changes with I. Remember, summation is over I equals 1 to n. Anything that has a subscript I will keep changing as I changes. Okay. So let's see what happens. Summation xi square is going to just be the same, okay, that by n. Here what we have done is we have taken 2 and x bar out, okay, because they are both constants for the summation. So you have summation xi and then divided by n. The last term, what has happened is x bar square is a constant. If you do summation of x bar squared n times, you will get n times x bar squared. This is the same as x bar squared plus x bar squared and so on. That is why you will get n x bar squared. On the other hand, in the middle term, 2 and x bar we have just taken separately out. It is very important to learn these tricks when you are doing summation. Okay. So now what happens? This will become sigma xi square by n will be the same. Summation xi by n we know is x bar. So this is going to be 2x bar times x bar, and this n will cancel and you will simply have x bar square. And if you simplify this, this becomes minus 2 x bar square plus x bar square. Therefore, we can write the variance as summation xi square by n minus x bar square. Now this is a much simpler formula to use than the original definition in many situations. Why? Because here you have to do xi minus x bar for each observation, okay. But in this new formula, you just can do x1 square plus x2 square plus x3 square, etc., and then finally subtract x bar square. This becomes very easy. Okay. Now this can also be written as properly I equals 1 to n xi square summation, that whole thing minus x bar square. Okay. So this is the formula that we have learnt as an alternative to what is originally in the definition, and this we are going to call it as shortcut 1. Okay. Now the reason is we can also write the same thing in another slightly different way, where we can write sigma square is 1 by n summation I equals 1 to n xi square. X bar can be written as summation of xi the whole divided by n. Now the shortcut 2, right, looks more complicated. The only reason we write this is shortcut 2 does not use any x bar at all. It is all only about the xi's, and it has a nice symmetric kind of look. Summation of xi square minus summation xi by n the whole square. So it is a very easy way to sort of remember the variance formula also, and these two tricks are going to be very useful when solving problems.